Hey everyone, Terrence here. And I usually don't put myself on the videos anymore. But for this one, I kind of wanted to do it. I'm going to do a review of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. But before I begin, I just want to say something. I have a huge issue still with the recast T'Challa stuff. The movie came out last Friday. Today is Tuesday. And we are still seeing the recast T'Challa. And my thing is, when it first started, I felt that it was disrespectful because it came almost immediately after we found out that Chadwick has passed. And what I said before was in another video that we don't know what Marvel plan is going to be. We was entering the multiverse universe, so I believe that we probably was going to get another multiverse version of T'Challa. And if you have seen the movie already, you know what you know. But my biggest issue was the fact that people were doing this hashtag on Twitter, Facebook, or wherever, and it just came across really entitled, really selfish, because this man kept his illness quiet. Only those close to him knew about it. Not even those from the studio knew about it. I saw an interview where Ryan said that I'm gonna send you the script over to you, and Chad was like, "Nah, not yet." And you can hear, he said he can hear it in his voice that he didn't sound well, and some other stuff that was going on the set of the first Black Panther, where he said he was just taking forever to come out the warm intent for certain scenes. And we all know, or we have known someone who might have passed from cancer, who has cancer. I know in my life, I've lost two people from cancer, and known someone who battled cancer, and it's terrible to see. It's terrible to experience, and people are just like so obsessed over a fictional character, but they're forgetting the fact about the real person playing the character. And that really bothered me because he has family, he has friends, friends at the studio, and the people that were making this movie, Marvel. And people always say, oh, Marvel was greedy, Marvel was heartless, but they wanted to take their time to make this film. They didn't feel that they should recast him right away. And these people were just, the recast T'Challa people were just so aggressive, almost to the part where they came across almost like the restore the Snyderverse people or whatever. And that's how weird it is. And I still see it like going, and when you watch this movie, you see that it is a touching tribute to Chadwick, but it also got me to thinking about a situation that happened about a decade ago. One of my favorite shows from the last 10 years was this show called Spartacus. And it lasted for like 4 seasons. And the first actor who played Spartacus, Andy Whitfield, he passed away from cancer after filming the show. He did 13 episodes, and they was getting ready to do season 2. When they found out that he had cancer and then passed away, and they changed the script completely. They didn't recast him right away. And they didn't want to recast him because he was a friend to the people on the set and the cast, the actors, the writers, and what have you. They didn't. So what they did was they did like a prequel for season 2, which showed the events before he became Spartacus. And when they did season 3, what they did was they recasted him with, I believe the actor name is Liam McIntyre. They recasted him with Liam, and I thought Liam did a great job. I think Liam did 2 more seasons, so he did about 20 episodes compared to Andy's 13 episodes. And even still, and even to this day, people always compare the two. Like, you know, I think they both did a great job and everything, but they compare the two. Now, what if in season two, instead of them making a prequel, what they had did was automatically just recasting him with Liam, you know, and you know, when that show came out, we wasn't living in a cancel culture world, you know. So people were extremely aggressive, like they are now on the internet. But they were being extremely aggressive, you know. And that's what I think that what Marvel did, just like what Spartacus, the people of Spartacus did. I think they did a good job by not recasting T'Challa. And I mean, that's all I'm going to say about that part. And I'm about to get into this review. Okay? Thank you. So Wakanda Forever takes place after the events that happened in Endgame. Um, the Black Panther has passed. They don't say what disease he has. I think maybe out of respect of what happened to Chadwick. There are scenes where Shuri is saying, "Why didn't he tell anybody? Kept this a secret to himself," kind of like what Chadwick did in real life. But anyhow, Wakanda is now without a king. They without a Black Panther, and the nation is feeling it. And the other nations, they know about it, and they feel that they can try to take Wakanda's vibranium and maybe try to take over them. In true Wakanda fashion, they're not letting that shit happen. Now, the government has this machine that was created by Riri Williams to detect vibranium. And they're using this machine, like I said, to detect vibranium that is inside the ocean. And this brings on Namor. Now, Namor and his people, you know, they're under the water. They're telecons. They're very similar to Atlanteans, but not too much like Atlanteans. I think they're better than Atlanteans. Anyhow, he wants to build an alliance with the Wakandans so they can basically stop this machine from detecting vibranium and stop these people from coming onto their lands and going under their waters. So the Wakandans are not with that. So what happens is Shuri and Okio, they go to MIT and they find Riri Williams, and they need to bring her back to protect her from the Telecons. With all this going on, we also have a very hurt, a very angry Shuri who lost her brother. All of this makes for a great and fantastic story. Now, is it the story I thought they would be making for the sequel? No, I knew that Namor would be in it, but I didn't know it was going to be just like this. So Ryan Coogler and team had a difficult task making a sequel to the extremely popular and profitable Black Panther 1, you know, especially with the passing of Chadwick. But I felt that he nailed it. I felt that, you know, this story is heavy on emotions, and I think it's actually more emotional than it is like action oriented. Bringing Namor in and having him be of Mayan history was fucking brilliant. Having him different than how he was in the comics was a fucking great move by them. I believe the actor did such a great job as Namor. He got him down to how he is inside the comics, especially him being ignorant. But at the same time, this Namor has a lot of heart, and his reasoning makes sense. Angela Bassett and Latia Wright, they definitely should be nominated for acting awards. Was that the Oscars coming up or whatever like that? Because they knocked it out the box with these two characters as the Queen Ramonda and Shuri. Just so good at what they was doing. I think the whole cast did a great job, but those two ladies, they really brought it. You know, having Ironheart be part of the cast, played by Dominic Thorne. I think she did a great job. I think she fit right in. It was great to have an African American point of view in this world where there's Africans and there are Mayans. Going back to the Namor character, I think is so important that they did switch him up. I came across this clip here.
give this background to Namor, Mesoamerican culture, especially Mayan culture. They nail it. In Latin America, especially Mexico, we have a lack of representation. If you turn off the TV, for example, or you go out and see the publicity on the street, all the people is white. Mexico looks in the TV like a Scandinavian country.
Being a person who's Afro-Cuban, it was very important to see both Africans, African Americans, and Mexican and Latino heritage represented. As I said before, they had a very difficult time of bringing this story to life, changing it because of the events that happened in real life. And you feel it all the way through this film, even in the parts when they're not talking about T'Challa anymore. You still feel it inside this film, and that's because of Ryan. He did so good at it. The film, I do feel, is a little too long, and it could have been cut back on some things. I also feel that, kind of like what was going on inside the Marvel universe in this phase, and like I said, I am a comic book reader, so I do know that females do dominate the Black Panther comic book. But I do feel that we needed more, male energy in this. Now, I know M'Baku was back, which is great, but and Everett Ross, and of course Namor. It just feels like we needed some more men up in there. You know what I mean? Okio played a small part in it, but a good significant part. But I wish we had more of my baby Lupita here. I wish Lupita was more inside the film, but her role was so important inside of it. Even though she's not in the movie long, her role is so important. And that ending, for those who've seen it, I'm just gonna spoil it, with the sun, that shit got to my heart. That really moved me. So here's my rating system right here. Do I think it's better than the first film? No. But this is a good movie. And I think that this is probably the second best Phase 4 movie in the MCU behind No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home. Well, that was my long review of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Definitely leave a comment. I really do appreciate reading those. Feel free to follow me on other platforms such as Twitter and Instagram, and follow me on Xbox at teemania. I want you guys all to take care, love one another. Namaste.